Hello friends, this is Raj Sausage from Raj Option Trading. Today is September 12, 2021. I want to give a quick update on small cap stocks. As you know, I love small cap stocks mainly because if you choose them carefully, you can have outsized return. These are really growth stocks that will do very well. So the key to success is to choose the right stock at the right time. So with that, let's jump in and look at some of these techniques and take it from there. So we will cover stock news, trading ideas for next week, and most active, best and worst performing small cap stocks, and look at few good stocks to buy. And also let's see what's the right timing when you want to buy or sell stocks or even options for that matter. So with that, let's get started and jump in. So as to scan through here very quickly, this is a quick snapshot. We'll look at these in a little more details. So here we got top stocks last week or last month, which are dropping big time. As you can see here, we got stock at the top, Humanigen. Stock dropped 61% in 1 month. And as you scan through here, its short ratio is high 13%. So we'll see what can be done here. And also look here, we got institutions buying Humanigen as stock is dropping big time. We got institutions buying. We'll see if it's worth buying along with these big institutions. And then you got REE, it's a automobile play. It's also a good stock. As you can see here, we got it's $5.89. And as you scan through, it's a $1.8 billion market cap, pretty good here. And institutions are buying REE Auto. It's a good EV play. As you scan through here, stock dropped 45%, and there is a high short ratio, 13%. We'll see if it's worth buying RE Auto here. And next is GoCo. It's a Go Health. As you scan through here, we talked about this a while ago. We noticed high insider buy here. Stock is slowly going up here. Right now RSI is 46. I think even up here you can buy GoCo and participate in the upward move here. Short ratio is 7%. This can also cause a little bit short squeeze, not a huge one. And then you got BTBT. With all these Bitcoin stocks dropping big time, we should look at stocks like BTBT and slowly accumulate. As you can see here, institutions are buying BTBT. And also, as you see here, the short ratio itself is 9%, not too high at these levels. I think it's slowly it's okay to buy some BTBT given RSI is 43, tells you stock is oversold at these levels. And then we got Romeo here. Romeo, as you can see here, we got institutions buying Romeo and high short ratio 28%. So this can create short squeeze on any good news here. Then as you scan through, we got one more here, NXRP. As you scan through here, we got a high short ratio on NXRP also. And as you see here, we got FuelCell, one of my favorite here, high short ratio. We should see if we can buy this. So what we'll do is we'll look at these stocks in a little more detail and see if we can buy some of these, what's the level to buy, and take it from there. Before we jump too much into detail, first let's look at top stock news and see what's trending. From a top stock news perspective, we have here Humanigen. Looks like stock really dropped big time. On Thursday, FDA declined to grant one of its drug here. That's why stock dropped big time. I think it's a good time to look at Humanigen at these levels. And then we got here Re-Auto or REE. It's a great EV play here. Looks like they are getting some award here. I think we should look at Re-Auto and see if it's worth buying. Looks like they're really doing well by providing more room to carry passengers and cargo batteries. And then you got your Bit Digital BTBT. Looks like they're partnering with the Bitfusion here, around 35 megawatt strategic partnership. We should look at BTBT. I think they're doing some partnerships here and there. Could be worth looking into this stock here. And then we got FCEL, FuelCell here. Looks like it could be one of the great stock for the future, according to motleyfool.com. And then we got Velodyne VLDR. Stock has been dropping off of late. They have advanced Lidar software solutions for intelligent transportation systems. Let's see if Velodyne stock is worth buying at these levels. And then we got here cannabis stocks, two cannabis stocks here, AgFi and SMG. I think we should look at these stocks here. Off late, cannabis stocks have been doing badly. We should buy some of these cannabis stocks when they're down. And then we got here fastest growing car stocks. We got Workhorse, Solo, and Ferrari. I think first two are my favorites, especially because they are down at these levels. It's good to buy them at these levels slowly. And we got here Agrify. Looks like CEO sent the stock down. Looks like CEO maybe selling some of his own share. So let's see if it's worth buying Agrify at these levels. And then we got your GoPro. Looks like it's also dirt cheap. We should see if it's worth buying GoPro at these levels. So with that, let's jump in and let's go. So from a most active stock perspective, from a volume, it's always good to look at most active list because that tells you where the big institutions are big and big buyers are focusing on. So as you scan through this list here, these are all the small cap stocks where there's a huge volume. These are active from a volume perspective. As you see here, let's take a quick cursory look, that way you know how to scan through these stocks quickly. So first thing I would typically do is look at the RSI levels here. As you scan through, I would discard first three right away from a timing perspective, unless you know something about the stocks. For these first three here, train has left the station. Probably it's not worth buying at these levels here. We should probably wait for a pullback here. RSI above 70 or so tells you right now it's not the time to buy. This may be great stocks, but they have been moved up so much. As you can see here, we got 62% in one day, 46% in 5 day, and so on and so forth. That's why I highlighted some of these rows in yellow. These are positive performance, but they've gone up so much so quickly. It's good to wait for a small pullback. And then we got, as you scan through here, we got some of these 58, 55, 57 RSI. It's good to wait a little bit for a pullback here before you buy, at those levels. And as you scan through here, we got a couple more which are highlighted. We got FCEL, which is gray highlight here. Here we got RSI of 36, and stock has been not doing great of late, not participating in the upward momentum. So it may be okay to buy some FCEL at these levels here, given there is a high short ratio of 17%. Then as you scan through here, I have highlighted two more rows, HGEN and IRNT. Both, as you can see here, HGEN has got a low RSI, 14. IRNT, I think we should probably wait on this. As you can see here, stock has gone up in 1 day and 1 week. This is too much too quickly. I would rather wait a little bit here. So with that, I would initiate a position in the HGEN, given the stock has dropped off, very big time after the FDA not approving their drug here. I think this will recover and we can make some good profit here. And then we got here IVR and SDC. As you scan through here, from an RSI perspective, we got 34 and 39, both low RSI. And as you scan through with the SDC, there's a huge short ratio here. I think I'm comfortable to buy some of these at these levels and take it from there. And as you scan through, we got Dave & Buster's here. RSI is also pretty, let's see, 50 here, mid mark. I think it's okay to buy some Dave & Buster's. And then we got here BNGO, again low RSI, as you can see here, 44, and we should probably buy a little bit and take it from there. So if you're a fundamental investor, look for rule of 40. The stocks with the the green highlight here, they satisfy rule of 40, where quarterly growth plus gross margin greater than 40. And also some of the stocks in gray highlight also satisfy rule of 40, as you can see here. From a quick snapshot perspective, look for stocks with a high institution buying. For example, you can scan through here, or high individual or insider buys like GoPro, and then scan through and see RSI levels. And also you can see if the sales is accelerating from a quarter over quarter perspective, and the gross margin is double digit positive. If that's the case, it's a fundamentally strong company. And if you're an option seller, look for RSI levels here. For example, here we got B big, ATER, GEVO, all high RSI. Wherever you see red in the IV percentile here, IV percentile, it's a high IV percentile, meaning high volatility. So whenever there is a high volatility, you should probably see if it's worth selling some premium and make some money that way. And watch out the rules that I'll talk through in the later section. When the IV percentile is high, you got to be careful. If you're a put option seller, as an example, look for low RSI and high IV percentile. Those could be better candidates. As an example, SPRT support.com, little bit lower RSI here and high IV percentile. That could be better candidate than selling a put option in stocks like ATER. You may not make too much money here, even though you'll get some premium. You might get assigned because stocks are overbought here, ripe for a small pullback. So with that, let's jump in and look at most the stocks which are done nicely in 1 month time frame. As you can see here, we got 1 month performance, very nice performance in big SPRT, which is support.com, and so on and so forth. So I typically watch this list just to get an idea, because I've been seeing these stocks down in the dumps last month or so. Now they're done well. So the history here, the lesson here is really the stocks that are done nicely in 1 day, 5 day, 1 month, and so on and so forth. They were down in the losers list before, and now they're done well. So I typically don't like to chase. I always keep a watch on these winners, just to see when they come down, I'll catch them. So as we scan through here quickly, for me, most of these RSI is at a high level, all red and red background. So I would not chase them. I will watch these and wait for them to pull back here into the level I'm comfortable with. So with that, let's look at small cap monthly losers. This is a list I pay very close attention to. As you see here, I got insiders buy, institutions buy. Watch out for the stocks with the high insider buys, for example GoPro here, and even DBI. I would pay close attention to those, because those might turn into big winners. And also for those, look for a short ratio, 7% in GoPro. I think they're unwinding from a short covering perspective. And DBI, we still have 13%. And you could, at this time, you can slowly buy DBI. So then you look for RSI levels like we talked about. All of these have got low RSI levels. You can buy these. And if you're a fundamental investor, look for sales growth here. Look for quarter over quarter sales growth plus gross margin greater than 40. That tells you they satisfy rule of 40 from a fundamental perspective. Those are good ones. Most of the stocks in this list satisfy rule of 40. Then you look through IV percentile. If you're an option seller, watch out. Look at some of these high IV percentile like BTBT here. That's a good one to sell some put options, as an example. Low RSI, high IV percentile, so that's a good one. And you can scan through others like NRXP and even SLI and OCGEN as an example. And when the IV percentile is low, look at option buying strategies. and that will serve you well. So when the IV percentile is low, even RSI is low, that's a good one for buying call options. On the other hand, if the RSI is high and IV percentile is low, those are good candidates for you to buy some put options, so that way you can make money when the stock drops off. So as you scan through, I've highlighted few rows for you in either gray background or a blue background. You should probably look at those and see if you can buy some of those stocks. As you scan through here, we got Humanigen and REE. Both have got high short ratio, and institutions are buying them. I would go with the institutions here. And GoCo, I think same story here. Stock has done good in last 1 day, 5 day, 10 day. I would wait for a little pullback and buy GoCo. And BTBT RMO, same story here. RMO has got a high short ratio here. I would buy some at these levels. And you can go through other stocks here like WW. As you can see here, you got RSI level is low, 32, and WW has got 10% short ratio here. And you could look at other stocks here as you scan through here. We got FCEL, one of my favorite here. Even Agrify works at these levels here. Stock has been dropping, as you can see here. And we got a couple more with the high short ratio here with the DBI, Velodyne, GoPro, and so on so forth. All of them will work at this level. Given a low RSI level, they can do well. And look for the stocks like VTNR, and DBI, VLDR, and Blink. They got high institutional buying, and DBI has high insider buying. Those are the good candidates you should look at and buy some into this weakness here. And then we got your OCGEN, nice institution purchase here. I would look at this one too. And look for high short ratio here. Those can give you some good short squeeze as you go forward. And then you got Workhorse here, again another good one. And even SWBI, Smith & Wesson, has been dropping off late. I would buy some Smith & Wesson at these levels here. So with that, let's jump in here. Let's look at few stocks in a little more detail and go from there. So we got 4 stocks here. We'll look at a little more detail from a chart perspective. First one is Humanigen. Stock dropped big time after the FDA did not approve one of its drug here. As you can see, a stock dropped on the balance volume, also dropped along with it. So as a contrarian, I would buy some Humanigen here. As you can see here, low RSI, and you could even sell some put option at a lower price here. IV percentile is 45. So with that, I would buy some Humanigen here. Chart is ugly, so that's when you buy stocks like Humanigen, a biotech stock down big on this FDA news. And then got Auto here, a EV electric vehicle play here. Stock dart big. Now it's trying to get some footing here. As you can see here, on the balance volume also dropped. Now it's trying to stabilize. It's a good time to buy REE. As you can see here, both REE and HGEN got high short ratio. I think it's a good one to buy slowly. And then you got Romeo here. Romeo is again a EV play. As you can see, a stock is stuck in the mud of late, but on the balance volume is pretty steady here. I would buy some Romeo at this level, low RSI. You could even sell some put option if you want to, because IV percentile a little higher here. And then you got FCEL here, FuelCell. Again, stock has been in the trading range. On the balance volume is steady, and I would buy some FCEL at these levels and take it from there. So with that, you might wonder, when do I buy and sell stocks? There are so many stocks. What do I do? So typically look for RSI levels less than 55. When RSI is less than 55, that tells you stock is oversold at these levels. Stock is on sale. That's when we buy the stock, when it's on sale. And look for on the balance volume racing. That tells you even though stock is on sale, the volume is going up. So that tells you some of the smart money is really flowing into the stock. That's a good time to buy the stock. And from an exit position perspective, look for RSI greater than 60. That means stock is overbought at this time. People are buying, people are greedy. That's when you watch out for on the balance volume. If the on the balance volume is falling, then don't buy. If they already have the stock, you sell it, so that way you take profit. Always good to buy and sell in stages, so that way you don't make a huge big buy and then the stock drops, you feel so bad. Instead, buy and sell in stages. That will serve you very well. And when a stock is consolidating for a while and showing some signs of bullishness, that's when you buy the stock. You need some life in the stock. If it is slowly dropping, don't catch the falling knife unless you know better about the company. Instead, look for a small uptick, some sign of life, and then you can buy slowly. For the stock nearing 52-week high, look for a pullback before buying, so that way you have some margin of safety. You're not chasing a hot stock at the top. And when the stock is nearing 52-week low, wait for a sign of price increase, so that way it's turning the tides and turning around a little bit. That's when you buy, so that way you kind of make your profit slowly. And stocks with a huge drop, we looked at Humanigen as an example, and RE Auto. When a stock has got a huge drop, look for a small sign of bullishness, and then buy slowly. And a high short ratio can be a good catalyst, especially when the stock is sold off. Combined with the insider or institution buying, that's a very good candidate. That's when a stock can cause a short squeeze. So when an insider buys their own stock, it tells you they got a lot of conviction. And when an institution puts a lot of money into the stock, that also tells you they got a lot of conviction. We should look at those institution and insider buying. And when the stock has got a high short ratio, that can be a catalyst for stock to create a short squeeze. Look for fundamentally good companies. I know many of you like to buy good companies. In that scenario, when you want to buy good company, look for positive quarter-over-quarter sales growth and positive gross margin. Look for rule of 40, where quarter-over-quarter sales growth plus gross margin greater than 40%. And when there is a secular biotech stock down on a bad FDA news as an example, like Humanigen, it's okay, buy a little bit, don't buy too much. Even though there's a bad news, buy a little bit. These stocks will always bounce back. So I think that's a good one. Don't always buy one stock. If there are a bunch of stocks, buy a little bit, so that way when they bounce back, you can take some profit and take it from there. And next four are really, for you option buyers and sellers. If you're a call option buyer, look for a low RSI. Low RSI tells you stock is oversold right now. It's on a sale. That's when you buy call options. And also IV percentile. Look for IV percentile or IV rank. When the IV rank is less than 30 or so, and RSI is low, that tells you stock has got an upward momentum from these levels. That's when you buy call options. Typically buy call options 90 days or out, so that we got some time to work with. If you're a call option seller, look for a high RSI, tells you stock is overbought at these levels, and also look for a high IV percentile. That it will make sure you bring in enough premium for your options sale. And if you're a put option buyer, look for high RSI. You want stock to be overbought, so that way it will fall down and you can make money. And also look for low implied volatility, so that way you're not paying too much in the option premium. So that's what you do when you're a put option buyer. And some of these hot stocks, when the IV percentile is so high, when the RSI is so high and there is a low IV percentile, you can buy some and participate in the stock dropping. Instead of shorting the stock outright, it's always good to buy put options, so that way you limit your losses. And if you're a put option seller, I know a lot of people who love to sell put options, which has got high probability of success. Look for low RSI. Low RSI tells you stock is on a sale. You want stock to go up. So buy when RSI is low, and when there is a high implied volatility. When there's a high IV rank, that tells you can get more premium by selling put options. So combination of low RSI and high IV percentile, can be a great success factor when you want to sell put options. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.